take my shit. Like, you ain't gonna let me go, but they just smell that shit. Like, I know them motherfuckers are gonna take my shit, motherfuckers. So every fucking time I came out here, the Hudas, they would always smell my shit. But like, you know what, you can go ahead and go, but you ain't taking that sandwich.
They gotta keep that fire. Because Metal would always come down with that fucking Vegas crazy.
I brought that shit down. That's extra. And that's still the undisputed, dog. That shit right there that we brought out, we called it the Philly Feel, you know what I'm saying? But that shit was, you know what I'm saying, will go down in history, dog. You know what I mean? One of those strands. And it started from my older brother. He met our neighbor, across the street neighbor. And fucking, he started, chopping it up. But it was a Shaq fucking rookie card. You know, homeboy started fucking, telling my brother, I started chopping it up. Next thing you know, he took a picture. He's like, hey, his brother-in-law gets him. I used to just, have that bomb-ass skunk weed and shit. But when he showed me that shit, fucking, I was like, this is the high time shit. I never seen it. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Marijuana, dog. I said, fuck. So we made that. That was our connect. He was a little homeboy Philly Phil with the bird on it, always little bird shitting on his shoulder and shit. But his brother,
but he had the fire.
He had the connect. So out there and being in Vegas, being with that bomb, like since back in the days, like anybody that I would go up to or in school or be anywhere, you know what I mean? That bomb ass bud, they want, hey, this the homeboy, this the connect, you know what I'm saying? So throughout history, having that bomb and seeing how, you know what I'm saying, the tree just brings, you know what I mean, the vibes. I mean, shit, we were almost like DPG sign. I remember we had Dad Dillinger blowing at the Champs convention and shit, or the magic shows and shit.
Off that fire, dog.
Off that fire, and be like, hey, man, I just need to know homeboy over here. So homeboys were flying Vegas, Jimmy Kimmel. I mean, I have some crazy stories from homies that just to get that kill, you know what I'm saying? But,
that's crazy, though.
Jimmy Kimmel, though, this was back then when he was just doing the little
that show, didn't he have that shit on like
NFL?
No, he had it on Comedy. He had it on Comedy Central.
Exactly.
No, Jimmy Kimmel had a Comedy Central show. Remember, he had them bitches jumping on trampolines with the big titties. It was like the Man Show.
I think so. The Man Show.
It was the Man Show. Yeah.
Exactly, dog. So man, we used to do some like little improv shit at Digital Insight there in Vegas.
Oh, for real?
So the homeboy called me. He knows I'd always leave that fucking studio fucking blowed out. So he'd be like, "Hey, I know who to call to get you some bomb." So he called me up first time and he's like, What's the ticket? I charge him 20 all the way up, 20 a gram all the way up.
Yeah, like, dog, you don't get no discounts.
He didn't give, you got to pay like you weigh. I'm sorry, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? Hey, he was like, I know you cheap like that. He's like, yeah, just keep it on the hush. I got you, Jimmy. Don't even trip.
Fire.
But that fucking chronic, that Philly feel was the undisputed. And just seeing like how the whole culture had turned from, this shit that we were doing back in the days. Like I'd have that shit that, it was like, let's give him a sack. And let's give him a t-shirt. Let's make him a t-shirt to match.
Yup.
We had the CDs right there. Fucking here's CDs. Here's a shirt. Fucking here's some bomb. You know what I mean? That's what the homies would do. They'd twist one up, throw their shirt on, go and fucking blaze and bump some music. You know what I mean? It's just the whole vibe.
That's that hustle, though, dog.
It is.
That's that hustle, bro. And it's crazy, though. You just made me think. And I tell this story to anybody that'll listen, dog. It was like 2009, 2010, maybe. We were on the Lowrider tour, but we were in, I think it was the main one out there in, no, it wasn't. We were in Phoenix. We were posted up over at the fucking flea market. It was all of us, bro. We had the fucking table cracking. It was like 110 in Phoenix. Fucking hotter than fuck out there.
It was one of them
We've been selling CDs all day long. Metal had a line, you know what I mean? And I'm sitting there, I'm still green, bruh. So I'm taking notes. I'm like, all right, I gotta do it like this. Boom, 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 right? So I'm watching, I'm paying attention, and I'm saying, I'm selling my little tapes here, but obviously Metal had that fucking line cracking, people coming in, taking pictures. Metal took time to take pictures with everybody, right? So we're there all day long. We break down the table and we're leaving. Phoenix got a big ass flea market, bro. Fucker's massive. Okay. So we're leaving and we're carrying the table. Bro, we didn't have nobody to work. It was just us. It was the homies. So we're walking across and we're at this fucking crosswalk. And this dude recognizes Metal and is like, brother, I fucking love what you do. Boom, boom, boom. Metal, put down the CDs, put down the... Bro, we're at a crosswalk, dog. The light turns fucking green. Metal's like, nah, fuck that. Homie bought a shirt, bought 2 albums, dapped up, took a picture. After that long-ass day of hustling and sweating our motherfucking ass off in that heat.
Straight up.
This fucker still cracked off an album at the crosswalk, bruh.
Got to, you know what I mean? That's one thing, you know what I mean? That we got, you know what I'm saying, that God has blessed us to be a vessel to inspire. So anytime that we can make some people feel good and give them, that could just be their, the light of the day that just, you know what I mean? They could have had some crazy ass thoughts going on, but you know what I mean? You chop it up, you acknowledge them, you show them some love. And just for us, you know what I'm saying? Being face to face and meeting somebody and smoking out with them, that carries a lot more weight than just saying what's up online, or you know what I'm saying? That's
sure.
why I tell everybody, you got to put in that groundwork. You got to get out your own backyard, go meet people, and you know what I mean? Just people that you don't know, and just, you know what I mean? Introduce yourself. Just be cool. Have them good intentions, good vibes, and spread
brother.
it. You know what I mean? And it's gonna come right back. You know what I mean?
And that lasts a long time.
That does.
Like people are like repost or like or all that shit. That's just vanity metrics. It don't matter.
It don't.
Do people really fuck with you in real life? Do they have stories that they could tell? Be like, damn, you know what? Homie popped up and took a picture with me in the fucking crosswalk. He signed the album.
Yeah,
he took his time. He smoked a fucking leño with me.
Them are the
like,
ones.
you know what I mean? Those ones last.
Was homeboy still in his car?
Yeah, he was still in his whip.
Oh, dude.
I don't even know if Metal even remembers this. You might not even remember it.
Man, that was but you
That
know what?
stuck with me
know
though,
that,
brother.
That's what's up, dog.
Because
that's
that's
what it is.
2009, brother. We're talking, bro. That's a long time already
That's that
now.
good karma, though, dog. That, you know what I'm saying? You put in that work. You put in that work, and you put it. And here it is. Here's a testament. Here it is. 25 still years later of dropping them records. You know, chopping it up with them first ones that I did that came out here and dropped my first record. And they're the ones still going to the shows. It's their parents bringing their kids, saying, "Man, you know what I mean? I grew up on your shit."
Crazy,
and
dog.
it's crazy to have. You know what I'm saying? That's the inspiration, dog. That, you know what I mean? That keeps me going. También, you know what I'm saying? I tell the little homies who. I got little homeboy shared a story with me the other day. It was like 20 years ago, 2003. He sent a picture of an autographed CD and then a picture of himself. And he's telling a story of how like he just felt so good as being a kid and just seeing me and inspired him. And here he is 20 years later. He's fucking pumped up, doing
crazy,
his best.
bro.
And he just wanted, 20 years to just hold on to that and to share it with me. I'm like, dog, thank you, because you just reciprocated that, because that's just what that needs for me to keep on pumping, me to know that, the journey, the struggle, everything's been 100% worth it. You know what I mean?
Probably lit a fire under your ass, huh?
Yeah,
You're probably like, oh, I bet.
Because sometimes, as you go, we get doubts and we're like, is this shit still popping? But you know what I mean? When you give it your all in your heart, and people like that I drop, they know me because I put so much. It's untapped. So they know me just by shit they listened to throughout the years, or if it's music that they grew up onto, just, you know what I'm saying, those experiences they had. When, with music that tracks time.
Oh, it does.
You know what I mean?
It brings back how you felt, where you were,
and
what you were thinking, who you were with.
Music's
like the only thing that can
It's
do that, brother.
powerful, dog.
It can transport you right back to that fucking time, dog.
And
the feeling, what you were fucking wearing, dog.
Exactly.
Bro, as we're getting older, our memory's getting a little fuzzy, but I can still remember the first time I fucking heard pop. I'll tell you that right now. First fucking time, bro. Like it was yesterday. And I was a fucking little mocoso when I fucking first heard pop. I was probably like 5 or 6, easy. Music has that fucking time, bro. Before we get too much further, we gotta intro this beat. Ain't even ready, dog. We can keep talking. We can keep going with this one. I know it for sure. Hey, you are now tuned in to Respect the Connect. I'm your host, Johnny James. Len Words is here.
Yeah.
Jay's here. Dom's in the back. Hey, Dom, we in focus?
What's up, Ito? You already know.
Hey, we got a special guest with us here today, though. My motherfucking brother, Romero, Meadows in the motherfucking building.
In this motherfucking house, you already know.
Episode 36.
36.
Respect the Connect. Let's get it.
Let's get it.
Already made the noise. Make some fucking noise again, Jay. We getting turned up in this
Turned up. We
bitch.
getting turned all the way up.
Hey,
Respect the Connect, homie.
Since we jump right into the music talk, my brother, I wanted to ask you probably something that I probably haven't asked you ever, to be honest. When did you record your first song? How old were you? Do you remember?
First song.
Yeah. First song ever, dog. In front of the mic, actually recording it. When'd you do it?
I actually made a song about this, but it's called Ghetto Recording Me. I didn't even have a mic. This was, we put a radio in front of a radio with bumper instrumental, and I'd sit there and bust my rap in the middle.
Right in
you know
the
what I'm saying?
middle.
Well, my big homeboy Earnhardt put me up on game to that. But to take it back a little bit further, the first time that I just got, when, those little boombox came out, the old, ghetto blasters, $50 little ghetto blaster. Well, once they had that, able to hit that record button, I heard my voice back. I was turned out since then. So I used to just fucking jack, my stepfather's tapes and, record over them and, bullshit, be clowning and shit. And then from to going back when I was like 14, my homeboy, it was Ice Cube's Dead Homies. We had the single and it had the instrumental on there. And he's like, man, I know you speak, you know what I mean? I was big on my hip hop shit since back days, you know, since back in the days, you know what I'm saying? So we went to the restroom, put a radio in front of the radio, and it was to the Ice Cube's Dead Homies instrumental.
Crazy.
I spit my shit, you know what I'm saying? I ran like a villain in 1990. You know
I was about to ask you, remember the verse? Kinda?
Kinda that same shit.
Yeah.
In 1990, you know what I'm saying? I ran like a villain in 1990. The cops came around, but they know they can't find me. You know what I'm saying? I was like,
crazy, dog.
shit, you
That's
know what
crazy,
I'm saying?
brother.
So that same tactic, that radio in front of a radio shit, I brought to boot camp with me. And then next thing you know, I'm with the Ernie Powell homeboys, and we got a radio in front of a radio. I got all the homeboys, my boy Wacky, boy rest in peace, Abel, Michael, all the homeboys, Scraps, all the homies, you know, from the Ernie Powell Warriors days, and we're making little mixtapes back then. I wish I still had that fucking tape. It was a black tape, and we tried to hold it with the homeboys. We're like, man, it got unwounded, or I don't know what the fuck happened, but dog, it was that black tape. So I brought that technique to boot camp with me. You know what I'm saying? It was something.
Like an album, dog.
Man,
We didn't have no studio. We didn't have no studios out here. Guaranteed there was studios out there in the Vague that you probably could have pulled up on, but we didn't have none down here. Realistically,
there was a few, but the one, what is it? The Q's.
Fucking Q, brother.
Rest in peace, Q, dog.
Rest in peace, Q.
That's the first spot
He's
I
the only
recorded
one
in
that
boot camp.
tried. That's because he's the only one that would deal with our shit, brother. All these other studios were scared as a motherfucker. Q's like, I don't give a fuck. Pull up. I'm gonna record y'all. What was crazy about Q is it was an apartment complex, brother. Well, like kind of. And he had his front apartment and the back apartment. He rented the whole thing out to put the mic in the back room, right? So he had a whole separate apartment just for the fucking mic, dog. So he's in the front mixing in the engineering room, and we walk all the way to the back room, bro, and like you're recording by yourself, and the fucking AC never worked. You're in there sweating your fucking balls off, dog.
Hotbox for real.
And his studio was right there by it was like fucking Lomas, and it was right there by the state fairgrounds.
Oh, okay.
It's one of them little back streets. But Metal's right. He was the only one that would record us.
Rest in peace, Q, man.
Rest in peace,
We
Man,
dropped.
I recorded a couple artists actually that used to record with him. You're one of them, but yeah, man, he was doing it for a minute. Before.
Straight up.
You know what Q used to tell me, bro, that I still hold on to this day? He said, you know what? He wouldn't call me Johnny. He was Grim. You know what, Grim?
The grimy
You know what, Grim? New Mexico has a sound that's super original to itself. He used to tell me, I feel like once you guys actually pop off, it's gonna be like grunge in Seattle. Like what Kurt Cobain did, how in Seattle,
Real
it was
talk.
the whole culture.
Real
they dress
talk.
like that, they talk like that. He's like, if
Man.
New Mexico can come together and do it right, y'all will be the hip-hop version of grunge. He used to say that shit all the time.
Straight up,
And he
dog.
was fucking right, dog.
Straight
He was
up.
right,
Look,
bro.
hey, look, it was coming to fruition
Telling
right
you.
now as we speak. You know what I mean?
Crazy,
These are the
bro.
building blocks. These are the cornerstones of that movement. You know what I
Really
mean?
is, bro.
And that's one thing that we gotta embrace. We gotta be proud of where we come from and you know
Our gente and our culture,
because
bro,
man,
it's
that's
important.
one thing but one thing we can make fun of ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And but we could get serious as motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? But when somebody gets out of line,
Oh, let someone
you
step
know,
in over here and try to make, oh yeah, oh,
hey,
100%.
Homies, we're back together. When they throw up that Zia, they'll get behind that shit and back that shit to the
No
fullest,
matter
you know
what,
I'm
whether
saying?
whether it's
Because,
fucking
man,
from the northern
we
part
love-
of Nuevo or to the southern, it doesn't matter.
Exactly.
We might have our
Straight up.
differences, we might talk a little different,
man.
different slang. Fuck around and find out real
Yeah,
quick.
fuck around and find
Fuck
out.
around and find out real quick. You start disrespecting New Mexico outside of New Mexico
Man.
from someone. It doesn't matter if they're from Taos or if they're from Cruces.
Man,
You're about to catch a fucking two-piece and a
Straight up.
biscuit real quick. Two-piece and a bit. Hey, I could relate to that. It's crazy, dog, because I know exactly what record you're talking about, brother. I remember hearing it when I was younger, hearing you say that, because there's moments in my career, bro, that I can track back to when I first heard you on the first Clika album, right? Because, bro, I'm just a little mocoso, a little Chicano out here in New Mexico. And I thought, I'm gonna rap. I always loved it, brother. Like, I was plugged in with hip hop, bro. I was listening to it like from back. I felt like it was my music, brother. I related to the struggle. I related to everything in it. But we didn't have nobody down here, brother, that we could look at and say, well, damn, he's doing it, so I could do it. So we're like, I was just floating out on my own, dog. People would be like, fucking Chicano from New Mexico, you wanna rap? Get the fuck out of here, bro. What the fuck are you thinking, bro? Get out of here. I was probably like about maybe 13, bro. 13-ish, something like that. And I remember the homeboy pulls up with the first Clika album, dog.
Straight
and I hear
up.
him talking about Burke and 505
you already
and
know.
New Mexico.
Got
And not
to.
just that though, brother. You were actually spitting, bro. See, that's the difference, right? That's the difference, brother. That's the difference. Can you spit, right? Can you do you pay attention to the culture, and are you a fucking student of the lyrical aspect of it?
Man.
And that's where I was. So when I heard you spitting like that, I'm like, I bet I could fucking do this. I think.
No
but
doubt.
I didn't have nothing either. So I didn't even have 2 tapes, right? I didn't have like 2 boom boxes. I had my Sony with the removable speakers. Remember those motherfuckers? The little wires you could like hang them up and shit. I had that, and I had a tape recorder. So I didn't even have no instrumentals. I'd go to the end of a song, right?
Yeah.
And I'd record that little breakdown at the very end, and then I'd stop, and then I'd record it
Go
again.
right back.
I didn't even know I was constructing bars at the
That's what
time.
we're doing.
I didn't know what I was doing, dog. So I'd record it and I'd stop, and I had about like a minute and a half worth of just loop. And if you listen closely, you could hear the tape stop and switch all
Every
stupid.
time, dog.
But it was
No
just
shit.
enough for me to have a beat and
beat
record
and
myself.
extend your shit.
And I did the same shit, bro. I stood, and this was before I had heard that song from you. I stood in the middle right there and I started recording myself. Before anyone knew what I was doing, dog. It sounded crazy. It was fuck this, fuck that, suck my dick. I was wilding, right? But I was the first time I could hear my voice.
Yeah.
And then since then, it was run.
On.
It was
You know
run
what I'm saying?
time.
Straight up.
It was go time, dog. So when did the first Clika album drop? Do you remember?
The first Clika One, the official album, dropped in '98, but we actually had linked up and we had did a record, a full length album. That maybe the only track that probably got released out of that whole little stack was probably like Late Night Creep.
Which is a classic that everybody goes back to this day.
Late Night Creep, dog.
So y'all probably recorded that in '97 then?
96, 97.
That's fucking crazy,
Yeah,
bro.
I was gonna say, 'cause
97.
it probably wasn't as easy as it is today to
Oh,
just
man,
knock
dog.
out a fucking
Dog.
album, let alone a song. You know what I
Man,
mean?
shit
My
was
dog,
a trip, man.
96, brother. We're in 2023 right now, so
Straight up.
we're brother.
96,
people are still
dog.
knocking that record
Late
like
Night
it came
Creep,
out
man.
yesterday,
Late
brother.
Night Creep, man.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? There was love in that shit, man. And I remember we went and we did a deal with Lowrider Soundtrack, Volume 9. That record came out on, and we got a little thumb size ad in the Lowrider magazine. But these were the first, breaks that we were seeing from our music. You know what I mean? So. Out of that album, we had because before I came with Clika, I was actually a solo artist myself. I was already making beats. No, I mean, not making beats, but I was buying beats. I had met a couple of producers, gave them a couple of nugs. They're like, shit, you know what I'm saying? I'll make you beats. You throw me a couple
Run it.
nugs, you know what I'm saying? And that's what
Give
it
me a
was.
half
Like,
zip,
first,
this
my
beat's
first
yours.
first track for a sack, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, run it.
And he was the producer for Dirty Money. So I had a couple tracks already done by myself. So we did the Clika One, that first record. Those records were the only ones that made some noise. And we had some, but the thing was, we came into the game and it was a kind of like a fucking shiesty-ass fucking producer at the time. That's why but he was gaming us at the same time because we did these records. We ended up catching one of the big homeboys to be one of his uncles came and he started investing into the group after we did a couple of tracks. So, but homeboy was like, you could record these tracks, but these are my masters, you know. So basically, it was like, he's gonna hold on to his ownership. So we're like, fuck that. We're gonna make our own beats, and we're gonna buy our own beats from other producers and shit. So that's what we went and did. So we scrapped half of that album.
Damn.
I mean, yeah, because we kept Dirty Money, Late Night Creep went, and we started working on the Clika shit, and so. We started we had to pay for our own studio time back in the day.
Shit
Man, studio
expensive,
time
dog.
was like 90, 100 an hour.
Yeah,
like,
that shit
we
crazy.
cannot fuck around, you know what I'm saying?
Yup.
And back in the days, you know what I'm saying, it was the hustling days, you know what I'm saying? Them were the hustling days, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers was hustling. So, since back in the days, I've always been a hustler, you know what I'm saying? So I had to drop out of school and start hustling, you know what I'm saying?
And when you're in school, they ain't giving you no money, dog.
So we had to hustle our studio time up, you know what I'm saying? So the other homies there was working, and Bad Boy, he was too young to work, so we had to hustle up the time, you know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? Those records got made, you know what I mean? And we connected with the right people, the right producers, and we just started gaining trust of the people out in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? And kind of like groups like Murderers, Click, Doomsday, they started taking notice of this, you know, the impact we making in the city.
Yep.
So they reached out to us. They, you know, we vibed with them, made a couple of records. They, you know, put us on in a sense, you know what I'm saying, in the town. You know, Murderers Click, you know what I'm saying, Vegas, this is OGs, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
that record still smacks, bruh.
Shout out Playboy 7 and the whole Doomsday Squad, man, Eclipse and the homies, man. So the big homies put us on in Vegas, you know what I'm saying? So making noise in Vegas and then, you know, cutting that record and finalizing that record was just a mission because we had went through kind of some shit with that first record that never seen the daylight.
Because he wanted you guys to, he wanted to keep all your guys' shit. He wanted to keep you guys there.
See, motherfuckers still went out and put that shit on them.
Still went out and did that shit.
Remixes and shit. They still, yeah. So you could probably go on the internet and find some of those old tracks, you know what I'm saying? But I laid a lot of heat. I had fucking just books and books in here that I was just ready to lay down. So I had, boom, you know what I'm saying? This was before really the other homies had found their voice, you know what I'm saying? Because when we linked up, you know, I just been me.
You were locked and loaded, ready to go.
Yeah, I've been me. I had fucking, like, I told them I'm 15 cherry-ass raw lines fucking ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dog.
I had my beats that I was already locking down with the homies out there. And so we took that momentum and the first spot that like I said, that where I could come and make noise after we made noise in Vegas as a group, Clika One, we brought it to Burke, you know what I'm saying? Introduced all the homies to the homies, you know what I'm saying? And they became brothers and man, and just, you know, that journey. So, and it was actually one of the homeboys that was our first paid features. We came out here, you know what I'm saying? The homies broke bread like boom. Yeah, so I'm paying 5 tracks for up front, you know what I'm saying?
Running.
We cut a couple, that's them tracks that we came to and recorded at Q Spot. Shout out to the homeboys, man. So from there, it was like, fuck, you know what I'm saying? We could make some paper off this shit. You know, they buying features, the homies, you know what I'm saying? And of course, we pressed them CDs after a whole fiasco of shit to get the actual CD in CD form. We brought them in. Of course, I'm taking them to Larry's Barbershop.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? All the hot spots.
Mr.
You know what I'm
C's
saying?
Tees.
Mr. C's Tees.
Record Roundup.
Yep. All the Larry Street, Terry Streetwear.
Yeah, bro, fucking Terry's, bro.
Yeah. Shout out Terry's. I mean, I'd go
I miss
see these
Terry's.
and I just like, I wouldn't have no show gear for the show coming up or whatever. Hey, trade them off. I'm like, this shit is commissary. You know
Perfect, dog. Perfect.
Currency, you know what I'm saying?
And it's cheaper to get them in bulk too, brother. Those CDs break down, bro. So that was back when we were getting them from like $1 and making 16 off them motherfuckers. That was hustle.
So you know, man.
So I got a question for you.
What's good, my G?
You've been in it for a minute. So now there's like this showcase, so it's super easy to release music, right?
It is.
So like, has it gotten easier for like to release music, or is it just as easy to like print up the CDs, like physical?
I think it's a lot easier now these days because, you know, a lot of these artists are dropping shit just, every day. I think it's harder to get them to stick to you these days, you know what I'm saying? It's harder to get shit to stick on the wall these days, you know what I mean? Because there's just so much variety out there.
Everybody
we come from an era where, like, paying for studio time. Not everybody had that fucking money to pay for studio time, or if you even had to make noise to get an investor to put into you, you know what I'm saying? You had to fucking, be making some goddamn noise in the time.
Shit,
you know what I'm saying?
for real. And to stand out, like back then, bro, let's be real here, dog. Even still to this day, the Chicano aspect of it, the Latino end, which always pisses me off that they want to separate us in the first place and call us Latino Chicano hip hop, right? That's always bugged me. But there's not a lot of representation, brother. You know what I mean? So you guys were coming in at a time where it's like, who the fuck are these dudes?
That first track that we did for that Late Night Creek, Bill Walker, he took us to his office. He was like, "You guys do Latin music?" You know what I'm saying? He was like, "This is the circle. This is the circle." He showed us a circle like this, and he goes, "You guys are in a circle this big."
That's fucking crazy.
But he was real.
It's
you know
true.
What I'm saying?
It's a fact, dog.
Man, you know what I mean? So we didn't have them them options to distribute our shit like that.
No.
So what we did is what we knew best. We went to the swap meets. We fucking, you know what I mean? That's where our market was. You know what I'm saying? The lowrider shows. That's where we pushed our shit. You know what I'm saying? Until we still started meeting some physical distributors. You know what I'm saying? And we started, you know, taking them 100 packs and then to getting our checks. You know what I'm saying? We're like, damn, this shit is moving. Come in the store and you had some CD placements, some, you know, in a Zia's or a, you know, a Odyssey Records, a spot like that was just like, man, you know what I mean? It's like that was a business to how it is now these days. You could, you know, you never have to leave your studio. You can upload it, boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? And they have a
in 24 fucking hours, brother.
quick,
Think about it.
quick.
You could record the record, right?
Yeah.
Mix the record, have it sounding good enough, which because nowadays good enough is good enough for most of these motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
Have that shit uploaded, shoot a quick little motherfucking video on your phone, brother. Have the song uploaded, YouTube video within 24 fucking hours.
Man,
Easy,
hey.
bro. Without a doubt, dog.
You could
Especially in hip
you
hop.
do it all yourself.
And
It was
again,
so
but
much.
How do you get people to tune in?
To break through the noise.
To break
How do you
through
cut through the noise?
Yeah.
I guess that's the fucking question, huh?
I think, man, you just got to be real to yourself. And I think if you spit that real shit and just your own story, and it's real, it comes from a real place, people, they're going to feel that. They're going to feel that, and they're going to want to hear more. And if you provide that and keep on, you know, giving them, you know what I'm saying, what they feel, you know, they're gonna keep on coming back. You know what I mean?
More.
For more.
Because
you
they
know
can
what I mean?
relate to it.
They can relate.
My dog, I remember
you know?
me at fucking, I was probably 16. From the rough streets of Hardy. Southside Albert crazy. Where I grew up as a nut when I didn't give a fuck. Put your money where your mouth is. Pay me. Come on. I heard that shit, my dog. Telling you, bro. It was little moments of fuel that I needed,
yeah,
brother,
dog.
to
That
turn me the
gas,
fuck up,
that
bro.
gas,
It was the
dog.
gas in the tank because I'm telling you, people were looking at me like I was fucking crazy, bruh. What are you doing? No, get out of here. The homies are like, bro, let's just go sell these packs, bro. Why are you trying to rap? That's fucking crazy, dog. Like, you're not Kid Frost. Because that was really Frost was all that they could measure. They could measure it off of, right? All we had is this is for la raza. That was all.
Shout out, man.
Anybody
Shout out
that
my
would
big
talk
brother
about,
right there.
you know, Chicano hip hop or Latino hip hop, whatever.
man.
That was it. He was like kind of one-on-one,
Oh
bro.
yeah, that's where our story. That, you know what I'm saying. So like to take it to the Big Brother Frost, you know what I'm
Yup.
saying, which we are witnessing like the greatest of all time of Latino music. You know what I'm saying, and you know what I'm saying. That's the Big Brother right there.
He started it.
But he's the one who took us. We had made so much noise. I mean, enough noise in the city. We started doing shows in Cali, and I remember we did this show in Imperial Valley, and it was Frost was the headliner, and him, Don Cisco, the homeboys rocked it. And then we're in the backstage, and he was like, "Yeah, I heard about you guys. You guys been killing shit." But he was like, how he heard of us. He was like, my girl had I'm calling my lady, and she has your fucking your song on her fucking as her answering machine.
Oh shit! Run it.
So it's like, what the fuck is this group got? So she put him up on game. So after we rocked the show too, we go to the back, and he told us that story, and we're like, man. So from there, he just seen, you know what I'm saying, he just seen something in us, you know what I'm saying, as he always did, and so many, and just kicked game and just, you know, inspired us, you know, of course, Frost, I was loud, you know what I'm saying, the one of the first tracks that, like, how you used to extend the beat, I used to do that to the No Sunshine, you know what I'm saying, too, so that was one of my tracks, you know, the extended,
That's
like,
a heater, too.
Boom, had that, dum, dum, so fuck it up, shout out the Big Brother, but he took us under his wing. After we did that, we dropped the first record. And then, so next thing you know, we're writing for Frost. You know what I'm saying? That's where he flew us out to Cali. Not actually flew us out. He's like, just show up to LA. We'll get down, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But he paid us, hooked us up. That's where we met the homeboy Baby Bash. He was Baby Beach back then, but you know, we was in the same hotel.
With the Latino Velvet.
Yeah, from Latino Velvet. Dog.
Crazy,
Him,
brother.
Don Cisco, JT, the Big Brother. Shout out to the man. Them are the ones who, you know what I'm saying, that I say is Big Brothers, especially, you know, Frost, that
Yep.
inspired me and put me up on game. You know what I'm saying? So we're writing for Frost. We go from dropping that, you know, that record to writing for Frost, like shit, getting paid, go out there, you know, met the homeboys, and he put us up on a lot of game, man. And from there, we, you know what I mean, we end up going and dropping the Circle. We dropped the Circle about 2001. You know what I'm saying?
That's when it was full motion, bro.
Yeah, you know, linked up with G Money and a couple of all my dogs, rest in peace, G Money, man, and we just started doing our thing from there. You know what I'm saying? And to go back on from you hearing those tracks, you know what I'm saying, inspiring. You know what I'm saying? Them were the ones that would inspire me, you know what I'm saying, and give me that juice, you know what I'm saying, to be like, you know what I mean, like, man, I could do this. So it transcends, you know what I'm saying. We carry on tradition, and it goes on to the next, and it goes on to the next, you know what I'm saying.
Gotta keep
and
passing it.
Bless that God let us be a vessel to inspire, you know what I'm saying.
For sure,
because so much, you know what I'm saying, that they need to hear. You know?
I think a lot of people underestimate that part of it. The people that are actually listening and who they're inspiring by what the fuck they're doing. I think people forget, they lose sight of that part of it. And it's fucking important, bro. Because like you said, look, you said Frost, Bash, Beach back then.
Yes.
You looked at them like, you know what I'm saying, those are the big brothers, right?
Yes.
Now turn to my motherfucking ass. You're my big brother, you know what I mean?
Straight up.
Same kind, and then they took them, right? Mm-hmm. And then you fucking kept carrying on the torch. Then I'm like, oh, bet, nah, watch, we about to run it now, right? You gotta keep carrying the torch and passing it forward. And I think it goes back to what you said, bro, authenticity.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing, because we might not have a lot down here in Burque and Nuevo in general, but there's one thing that we all are really good at, seeing through motherfucking bullshit. You come with that bullshit, we're gonna see it. If you ain't authentic, take that shit back where you found it. If you ain't authentic and you ain't tuned in to yourself, my dude, we're gonna see through it. So that's why the longevity, though, that speaks to longevity, right? Because not a lot of people could have that shit. Because something happens, maybe they didn't have the love for it, or people found out, you know what? This dude's on some bullshit. Because eventually, bro, especially back then, brother. Now, you could kind of hide a little bit if you wanted to, brother. You could be a whole ass character and no one will ever see you. But back then, we had to. Oh man, we had to have. It was a hand-to-hand combat.
Man. It was face to face, and you know what I'm saying.
It's hard to lie face to face, brother.
It was in them spots where, like, man, they seen us. You know what I'm saying. We took them Cali trips. We took them trips to, you know what I'm saying, Colorado, and all over the Southwest, and you know what I'm saying, with just the music. You know what I'm saying, and of course, you know what I mean. But shit, you know, at any given time, like shit, funk could pop off. You know what I'm saying, like. But shit, you know what I mean? We put ourselves through the fire, you know what I'm saying? But it was just being straight. And bottom line, the music, you know what I'm saying? Once we got up there and spit, you know what I'm saying? All them Cali homies was like, man, they wanted to fuck with us.
That was all that needed to be said, bro.
You know what I mean?
Because you could do
the spit,
you could hustle, you could do all that shit, you could have money, you could do all these things could be in line, brother. But if the music ain't hitting, then you ain't gonna be hitting. Point blank, period.
Point blank, right?
Especially again, back then, brother. Because nowadays you can invest $1,500 on some equipment and you could get the job done. Back then, you had to pull up to these fucking studios that were like $100, $200 an hour. So you better be ready to motherfucking work. You ain't gonna go in there and fuck off, especially if you ain't got no kind of record deal and you're doing it all from the streets.
But that's when iron sharpens
for
iron,
sure.
You know what I'm saying? Because we put ourselves in the hot box, and there's 3 monsters, and we only have enough time. We hope damn sure everybody brought their shit, because there wasn't no writing in the studio shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, we came here to get down. If not, then you might fucking miss the cut. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But that I was like watching the Wu-Tang sagas. I was like, man, just like the whole vision of just getting everybody and having everybody being its own equal, you know, instrument in the big picture, and that's really, you know what I'm saying, like. When we came together, it was the melting pot, and everybody had their own ingredient and their own special sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Balance it and make it what it is.
It is, and that's what gave it that twang. You know what I mean?
You don't got Wu-Tang without ODB.
You know,
right?
Yeah, you know,
he comes in and switches it up again, right? Odie might not be able to, you know, spit lyrically his method or somebody else, right? But you know when ODB's on that motherfucker.
Straight up, man.
He comes in and shifts it. I agree, dog. Bro. Imagine having a whole like. I think about that all the time, because I've never really been in a group, right? So I could imagine how hard it is. It's hard to hold together a band. I could imagine how hard it is to try and fucking work together as a group.
Man. That's why there ain't so many groups, really, especially Latino groups. There really ain't that many, you know what I'm saying?
But, our pride is a motherfucker, brother.
It is, man. One thing that I could encourage and must tell everybody that's coming up under and now doing their own shit is to make, especially if you're a group, make sure you guys are all right from the jump. put it on paper, you know what I'm saying? Because you don't want to end up, later on down the line opening up a whole can of worms and shit. It's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Once the money and that shit, like, friendships, people throw lifetime friendships away for that shit, man. It's fucked up, you know what I'm saying? But it is what it is, and I forgive anybody who wronged me. That's one thing I don't want to, let that negativity, because I kind of wanted to dwell into that shit and dip deep, and it was getting the best of me, you know what I mean? So I wanted to, keep it positive and keep it moving forward. I'm like, anything that happened, it's all been a part of God's plan. So I can't question God's plan. You can't question God's plan. Maybe if I'd have had all that bread that I deserved, it might have went crazy. You
might not be.
You know what I mean? So
you might have punched your
straight
ticket
up, dog.
already.
So you know what I mean? When I left Vegas and I came back home to Burke, I had my son. And I said, I'm not going to make the same mistakes that I made from past experiences, you know what I'm saying? And I put music, everything on the back burner but at the same time, music never put me on the back burner because all that work and all that hard work I did and
it's still there.
Coming up, it's still there. The good karma's still reciprocating. Here it is 25 years later, and I'm getting paid to come back home and rock my hometown crowd,
That goes back to, I'm telling you, dog, authentic, brother.
Man.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
People would have seen through that shit 20 fucking years ago, brother.
And my first solo cover, I took it to the first apartment that we moved to in Vegas. I had my son on there, I was 3 years old. I had my first son, Alonzo, on there with me. The same little stew. Put him on some toys in the background, put a New Mexico Lobo shirt on, you know what I'm saying?
That's that Romero born, huh?
Romero born, dog. Yeah. And I just had to just let it be known when I went solo, it's Romero, the New Mexico Lobo, made my logo, and that was official. I'm in Vegas, and I'm a Vegas artist, but believe me, I'm bringing Burke with me, you know what I'm saying?
Dog, hey, make some motherfucking noise on that right there.
Romero born,
that brings me to, I guess, another good question, brother, because you've repped the Zia 505
to the full
first records, brother, fully, constant, never fucking wavered. But you also lived out in Vegas, so you repped 505, 7, come on, you know what I mean? Anybody that knows, go back. You ain't heard it? Go listen to fucking the Romero Born album, and you know what the fuck I'm talking about, right? So you've been repping both since jump, right?
Yes.
Did you ever run into any fucking shit? Did you ever hear the, hey, you rep fucking Nuevo more than you do Veg, or nah, you rep Veg more than Nuevo, stay here, stay there? Did you ever get that bullshit?
It always was. It always was. But you can't make everybody happy, you know what I'm saying? But I think as time went on, you know what I mean, they shit kept on building, and they seen that, that even if they're a non-believer and they see shit happening, I'd come and they'd be bumping to me years later, and they're like, man, damn, you know what I mean? And they're loving the shit later, you know what I mean? So
it speaks for itself. You rep them both equally, bro. How you not gonna? I think people are crazy, dog. Like, you gotta rep your whole fucking story, brother.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I was Burke born, but I was raised in Vegas. But always came back
and forth,
back to school. You
so,
know,
my brother, you were
divorce,
raised back and forth, brother.
Both spots,
right? You're raised in Vegas and Burke.
Yes. One thing I did, I took the best of both worlds, you know what I'm saying? So I bring that Vegas shit to Burke, put the homies up on that shit, you know what I'm saying? And then I take that Burke shit back to Vegas with me. And put them on, you know what I mean?
Crazy, brother.
And then that became the whole Southwest, you know what I'm saying? So now I'm in the AZ, the Fiñequera now, so shout out to the AZ también.
Yeah.
And it's been the whole Southwest, and it's always been the same old stomping grounds that, we first went knocking down doors in, you know what I'm saying? And that we, concentrated. We're gonna keep on going to the places that they know our name, that show us love.
That keep passing it down to the kids.
Yes, of course.
Now it's the kids.
Now it's their turn.
Because, man, I'm 38, dog. My kids, you know what I'm saying? I pass that down their direction, too. That's all a part of, like, carrying the torch, passing on tradition, and keeping it that way, bro.
Yes.
Hey, so there's another, I don't know how we've never had this conversation before, but we asked Stevie the same question we were on this motherfucker, so I got to turn it and ask you, my dog.
What's good?
Okay, bet. Top 5, brother. Who's your top 5, dead or alive?
Top 5 dead or alive?
Yes.
Man, that's a hard one
I
right
know
there.
it is.
Man, Pac, Scarface,
Bang.
Nas, and me. What we got right there?
That's 4.
Just from the inspiration and just killing it, 50 years of hip hop, Frost.
Boom.
Frost.
Hey, that's fucking crazy, my brother. Stevie said, hey, Stevie, he was at about 4 and he went, me. Bang, bro. Make some fucking noise. That's a solid list, bro. See, I say that all the time. That's why it's a hard fucking question.
That's why impact to me.
Fuck, everybody's list
Impact.
should be different because
But
it should be who
could go on
impacted
and
them,
on.
right?
Yeah, yes.
5's hard, bro. Especially once you get into the 4 and the
Yeah,
5 conversation.
'cause- yeah.
You're like, damn. Because it's gonna be generational, bro.
Yes.
Who impacted who, right?
Yeah.
I guarantee Dom's gonna have a little bit of a skewed vision on it because his top 5 should look a little like mine because I made it look that I made it look that way. You know what I mean? But he's gonna have some new additions to it because
Man.
he's the new generation,
Straight
right?
straight up.
Man,
Yeah,
hey, that's a good
and,
list.
And we got to respect that. But, like, you know, I mean, Pac, of course, you know, Pac, the impact, you know,
He's the GOAT, bro.
the influential, the greatest of all time, you know what I'm saying? Scarface, because, man, Scarface, man, just impacted me so much. Coming to Bootcamp, because being in Vegas, we heard NWA. It was Ice Cube. Ice Cube was, you know, Ice Cube was obviously one of my first favorite artist was
Cube?
Ice-T.
Oh.
It was Ice-T. Ice-T.
Oh, he was out, bro.
It was
There's
Ice-T.
another
but
one that's
'cause I'm old
authentic
school,
all the way
it's old
back,
school,
brother.
But then I went from Ice-T to Ice Cube, and then just Pac. You know what I'm saying? Pac just, man, hit, you know what I mean? Pac hit different, you know what I mean, to everybody.
For sure,
You know what I mean? But we're talking this about Scarface, so I come to Bootcamp. Bootcamp put me up on the Ghetto Boys. They're like, fucking get GB. So
Because we got the Texas stuff here first, right?
Yes. And
Yeah.
we get that, you know, that Texas twang from out here, and it just, you know what I mean? So that's how I got that flavor. It goes, man, there's so many, though, man, that I look up to and just, you know, as a kid, I wanted to work with them, and some of those dreams are still alive. I want to put that in there.
Got to, bro.
You know what I mean? Those are still gonna come to the light.
Hey, dog,
But,
Scarface
man,
still out here doing it, bro.
Man, yes,
Scarface,
yes,
like,
man.
he's knocking on
No,
60s door, bro.
Man.
Scarface still out here working, though.
Man,
you
those
know
records.
what? When I think of Scarface, brother, he's got, like, people might sleep on his lyrical ability. He still can spit. But when Scarface says something, brother,
Oh man,
my dude, you feel that shit,
them
right?
stories,
He's
man.
kind of like, he reminds me Otis Redding, right? Obviously different music, but when Otis sings something, my dude,
Man.
sheesh,
Yeah,
I got
man.
dreams to remember, my guy. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
You,
hey.
you feel it.
That
You feel
face,
it.
man, that Scarface just gave you that feeling, you know what I'm saying? And of course, you know what I'm saying, Nas just, you know what I mean, just, man, just,
Still
you know, put
killing
them,
it,
you know, still, you know what I'm saying?
those
I mean, I'm a fan,
diseases,
yes,
bro.
Bro, those
man.
new projects are fire, dog. I'm not gonna lie. Those ones are some of my favorite Nas projects, bro. And he been doing it for a minute now.
Man, you could go back and listen to them records and just like, man, you know what I mean, just the intricate, you know what I mean, just the, you
Like
know.
you were saying though, it makes you, it reminds you of a place and a time.
Yeah. Yeah.
Music's one of the only things
Especially,
that
man.
makes you remember vividly where you were, what you were doing, and how you were feeling.
Man, and shout out, you know, to people that's making that music these days. That's, you know, that's putting that into their own craft. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to be, you know, 15, 20 years later, and you look back at your shit like there's nothing. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, that wasn't you, or wasn't, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? Because that trendy shit, like you go back and that shit don't last.
No,
you know what I mean?
it don't.
That shit gets dated real quick, just like yesterday's. You know what I'm saying? Yesterday's news. You know what I'm saying?
And then people think, then you get stuck there. Then
Yeah.
people say you blow up off the trendy shit, right? Say everybody's like, oh fuck, this dude's the biggest motherfucker ever, boom, boom, boom. But you blow up doing trendy shit that ain't you. How the fuck you gonna keep that shit in motion? How you gonna keep that shit moving? Because if it's not you and you're just following the trend, guess what happens with trends? They go away.
Straight up.
So your ass finna go away, bruh.
Yeah.
But if
Hey, well, let me ask my question though.
okay, bet.
All right.
Yeah. Well, how did y'all link up, bro? How did you guys connect, bro? Was it on some music shit?
Oh man.
Yeah, straight up, it was on some music shit. Shout out my brother Chris, my brother Steven. he's the one who brought us together.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Shout out Crick.
Shout out my brother Crick, straight up. And you know what I'm saying? I just, man, shout out, big ups to my brother right here, man, who just, you know what I mean, just took every opportunity you know that God's given you, and you just, you know what I'm saying, you made the most of it. My dog was just a hustler. It's like I see in myself. I see in so many, you know what I'm saying, hustlers. I knew, you know what I'm saying, like one thing that about me is like, I was never, you know, selfish of just trying to keep that, one of them cats that just want to keep the whole show to himself. You know what I'm saying? Like me, you go in history. We always try to let the homies get down. Yes, let's get on record with us. Let's do a track. Let's put you on this one. You know what I mean? The homies want to come and get down, get on stage. Let's get on stage. Let's do a record. You know what I'm saying? Anything that I could do within my power, I try to do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But of course, when you're an independent artist and you're trying to still get your own foot in the damn door, you know what I'm saying? It's hard to you know what I'm saying, delegate duties. You know what I'm saying? Yes. So the best thing that you could do is just show some time, and the real ones, they're the ones who, you know what I'm saying, who came through. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people who come in and they ain't real with it. They was in and out the door. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? My brother came in, he's smashing. He's built a platform on which we're on right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
My dog, bro.
My dog. And I'm just, you know, this is a big day for me. You know what I'm saying? Like before we started running, this is my first podcast. This is, you know what I'm saying? Hey, pop that cherry for the first podcast.
Hey, make some motherfucking noise on that note, bro.
Hey, so, but I wanted to be, you know what I'm saying, with somebody, because you know, a lot of people have been hitting me up to do some interviews, and I just said, you know what I'm saying, when the time is right, came down, rocked the show. My brother reached out, and I've been just a fan. I'm a fan, you know what I'm saying, of just the movement for you brothers, man. Thank you for providing a voice and a platform for the town, you know what I mean, for the Duke.
Of course.
And so, of course, I was very picky, and you know, as my brother, it's a pleasure, dog, being here, dog. You know,
same over here, my dude. That's
man.
crazy, bro.
So,
I look at how life comes full circle, bro, and the universe, dog.
Yes.
Sheesh, bro. I'm telling you, I was telling Jay before we got here,
man. The soul of Earth.
Telling Jay right when we got here. Again, shout out to Cricks, dog.
Yes.
We about to talk about the Hide the Pain video. Hey. I was telling Jay, bro, you don't understand, my dog. I grew up listening to that record, right? Grew up listening to it. Dog, I was knocking that shit in my lack at 16, dog. We were fucking running, right? Fast forward probably I think it was about 10 years, maybe 12. I had no fucking clue that I'd end up being in the video with my dad being the main fucking character. Listen, anybody that's seen that video that Crick shot, my dad walked up. My dad had one lung, right? And he didn't really smoke trees. So we had to record this scene with him fucking smoking. He took a fucking big old fucking toke. Like 30 times we had to do it. And he'd cough it out every time because we had to have that effect. My dad was higher than the fucking stars for that video. But I'd have never thought, bro, when I was 16, rocking that record, that it would turn out like that.
Straight up.
No clue,
Straight
brother.
up.
And here we are again.
Yes.
Your first fucking episode. I'm still learning what the fuck I'm doing in here, my guy.
Hey.
So the fact that this is your first podcast, bro, and it's on a platform that is like this, brother, like our platform that speaks from here for us, you know what I'm saying? For the gente here and trying to reach out to the rest of the world.
Yes.
It's an honor, my dog.
Right on,
it's an honor, brother.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure, dog.
Yeah,
straight up,
man. Bro.
And you know what I'm saying? I just knew that, you know what I'm saying, my bro right here, he had his own records. He had his own time, his own way of doing things, and you know what I'm saying, nothing was gonna stop him. The records was released. I see him, he had his boy on the covers and shit, you know what I'm saying? Like the first joints, like, man, like, you know what I mean? He's got that, you know what I mean? My dog's got that, and of course, man, you know what I'm saying, you know, you build it, and what's that old Field of Dreams?
You build it and they're gonna come.
You build it, and that's real talk, man, you know what I'm saying? And nothing is easy. Anything that you want to be great at, you know, it's gonna take some practice, it's gonna take some fuck-ups, some mistakes, but you know, any shots that you don't take, you know what I mean?
You miss 100 of them.
You
That was
miss.
Kobe, right?
You know
Didn't
what I
Kobe
mean?
say that?
Hey.
Miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Hey, straight up, rest in peace, Kobe, man. And that's, you know what I mean? And that's we carrying on tradition like that, man. And
Hey, brother.
be inspiring the next to come because there's so much talent, you know what I mean? I come out and the Duke, Burke, man, is just
Bubbling.
man, bubbling, dog. I think the culture is bubbling.
It
There's
is,
a lot of opportunity out there. 2023.
I think we finally starting to see what Q was talking about.
Straight up.
Right?
Rest
Because
in peace, Q,
like
man.
we have our own unique everything, bro. And that's what I try and explain. And that's what I try and showcase too. My brother, we're unique as fuck. So the
Straight
moment
up.
that we like start leaning into that, the better, brother, because we
Straight
have
up.
our culture is so much still intact, brother. It's undiluted. You come and you get that it's been here, bro, and it ain't
Straight up.
fucking going nowhere. So we have to lean into that because it's who we are, for one.
Yes.
Two, it's different, brother. People want different, right? Everything's the same, everything sounds the same, everything fucking looks the same. Everything, bruh.
Straight up.
You don't want that shit don't last. But if you give them the authenticity
Real
of who you
talk.
are, where you're from, and your culture that's still intact,
Yeah.
shit.
You
We
know?
finna run it, bro. It's bubbling, like you said, brother.
Because your people, they're going to get behind that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? The people, you know, the people, you know, they're the ones who crown the champ. You know, they're the ones who give the, you know, when you can say you're the people's champ, when shit starts bubbling and, you know, the people are getting behind, you know, you're the people's champ. You know, you are the voice of the people of you know, of so much, my dog. You know what I'm saying? And, you know what I mean? And we're going to continue.
Oh,
You
we
know
ain't
what I
still,
mean?
we ain't, dawg, we still here,
We're
brother.
just still here, and like we were saying, you know, we getting old. You know what I'm saying? But getting old is a pleasure. Not too many people, you know, not everybody gets.
Nah,
So
it's a
you know,
blessing,
it's a
brother.
pleasure. Yes.
There's so many times
just-
that I guarantee both of us should
man,
have checked
you know
out
what I mean?
multiple
Man,
times
you know
over,
what I
bro.
mean? God,
People
it's
that I
great.
know
God
wish
is
could
great.
still be here.
Those
People
prayers.
I know I want still here.
Yes, our angels, man. Like,
So
you
for
know what I
me,
mean?
if I take that, people we talk about this all the time on the podcast, especially in hip hop. This culture likes to eat its young, right? They try and say, "Oh, yeah, old head, you can't make records no more. This is a young man's game," and that's a bunch of bullshit. It's
Straight up.
it's the only genre that does that kind of shit, right?
Straight up, it's crazy.
Bro, you ain't seeing fucking people tell fucking Garth Brooks or fucking George
Yeah.
Strait to shut their
It's
old ass
crazy.
up, right? You can't make more songs.
Yeah.
Johnny
want-
Cash.
They want more. music.
Same shit. But see, the thing is, the way I look at it, dog, is music is based off experiences, brother. How are you not gonna get better when you've lived a life? You got more shit to talk about, bro. Like, since, okay, you were saying, you know, your Hito was born and you put music on the back burner and you know what I'm saying, you're still pushing forward.
Yeah.
dog. Since that moment, I guarantee whatever you're dropping next, gonna have a whole fucking lifetime
Oh,
worth
man.
of experiences
Oh,
that
man.
it's time to talk about.
Yes,
you know
yes.
what I mean?
I think an artist got to give himself that time to live them experience. Sometimes when you rush shit,
Have to.
you know what I'm saying? But if you put out so much shit from the jump, they're gonna keep on waiting. You know what I'm saying? Like you Kendrick, they wait. You're
They're
like, you
dialed
know,
in.
we got the people, they're dialed in. So when you drop, they're gonna be there waiting for that shit. And of course, like the records that I'm building next, these are like records that I've been holding on to like my whole life. Like I got shit that I just been stockpiling beats, just like, man, it's
I know.
crazy. And I just wanted to, like, I think everybody got to give themselves that, because sometimes you could run yourself into a brick wall, you could burn out, you know what I'm saying? Especially when you're doing a lot and you're getting paid the least, trying to do the most, you know what I'm saying? That shit comes back, you know what I'm saying?
I remember there was a
So-
time when you dropped probably like 6 fucking albums in a year.
Straight up, man. You know what I mean? Yes, yes.
That's
man,
brother.
we was trying to
That's so
get 'em.
much motherfucking work in a year,
Man.
dog. And they weren't like EPs, brother. You had like
Man, back in the
13,
day, like
17,
20
18 tracks on them
Straight
bitches,
up.
bruh.
Man, if a CD was 79 minutes, 99 seconds, you know what I'm saying?
You filling that whole
We
shit
filling
up,
the whole
brother.
shit, that whole CD. There was no room.
So how many? Okay, so how many? I know, you know what I'm saying. We release songs here, there, singles. How many records do you count as your catalog that you think you've released? What's your number? Where are you at?
Man, we did 3 Clika records. I'm about 17, 18
That's
right
a
now.
body of work, my
About
dog.
17, 18 right now.
That's a body of work.
That you could go in on, and I'm recently I got my Empire deal with Street Vibe Music, Metal Records, distributed through Empire. And I'm recently now just going back, like through that whole time, there was a time when like, I was just straight out the trunk, and I didn't really like know how to, when the streaming came on and all that shit, I was one of them cats just like, fuck the music game, because I was a hustler. I was just a CD out the trunk grind. So that shit came. I didn't know how to get paid, you know what I'm saying, from all these YouTube fans that put up our songs, and there's millions of spins. All I know is I just loved it, because I'm like, they're the fans. The music's out there, you know what I mean? They're bumping it. The shit's still going. And I didn't know how to get paid, and I'm like, I ain't even gonna front, you know what I'm saying? Going back from years to seeing how the game, like I'm barely getting schooled up and barely getting put up on game on how to collect your cheese from all this shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, dog.
So, but I was always a hustler, you know what I'm saying? I had prayed that God just give me another way, you know what I'm saying? Because I had, put in so much, and I wanted to go back, and I it was like that saying, God, Lord, give it and take it away. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
A lot of shit I took for granted, and sort of like, disrespecting the working man. And here it is, like, but just being able to, God taught me another trade and another hustle. Because when the fam bam, it's a lot of pressure, just, with just music. But here I have, my son and my daughters, and there's no ifs, buts about it. You gotta be a provider. So,
100%,
you know what I'm saying?
by any means fucking necessary.
You know what I mean? I put out a few records that I put up on there. I was collecting checks, and you know what I'm saying? But always the people would always reach out to do a verse, to do it. You know what I mean? You gotta hustle. I was commercials, tattoo commercials. I mean, you gotta be, you know what I'm saying? There's not, when you, in the game, you gotta, any opportunity, you know what I mean? Just be cool, be authentic, man, and they're gonna wanna work with you. You know what I'm saying? So, just doing all that shit, man, getting that balance, you know what I'm saying? And, saying fuck that, you know what I'm saying? It's family first, always been family first, but still in that time, my brothers would reach out, we'd do shows, we'd
You already know, dog.
we'd go to the gym, like, you know what I'm saying, not knowing that, you know what I'm saying? But that's how I say, I didn't ask to be a leader, I just follow my heart, you know what I'm saying? But as leaders, we give it all we got, and then we pass the baton, and then the homies carry that shit, and then it's all for the team, we're bringing it back. Because it's all for the, you know what I'm saying? It's all for the bigger picture, you know what I mean?
Dog, them times, bro, of us maneuvering around, dog, that run we had from like about 2009 to like 2016, 15.
Oh, man.
We were
Them
fucking
times,
ripping
man.
and running out here,
With all
dog.
the brothers, man.
Hey, we probably were up for like 2 nights. Easy. We pulled up to the Bay. Meadows like, let's run it.
Let's run
Every time I pull up to Meadows, he'd have some motherfucking cherry rock star, bro. Boom, he'd smash that shit. He's like, let's run it. Let's go down to the strip. So we go, and we're headed to San Diego for the Lowrider Super Show down there. But we pull up like 2 days early, right? And we go hammer time. My pops is with us, right? My dad disappears. My dad disappears completely, brother. We lose this motherfucker, right? Yeah.
Man.
But we're up. We're getting it, dog. And Metal's like, oh, fuck, dog. Yeah, shit. We got to dip. So we smash. It's the nighttime, bro. We smashed it. No one has slept, brother, mind you, dog.
Man.
Not a fucking second of sleep. We just so happen to find my dad, bro. He pulls up right when the sun's coming up.
Man.
He's all, fuckers, why'd you guys leave me at the stratosphere? We weren't even at the stratosphere, dog. But he pulls up right before we were about to leave his ass in Vegas, bro. And my dad ain't got no cell phone, nothing, right?
Oh, man, it was just by,
okay, I'm wrong. He pulled up the night before we left, bro, because we're still in the studio, dog. And my dad's fucked up. We're all fucked up. Everybody's partying. And Metal's like, I got an idea for our intro. Let's record.
Oh, man,
like,
classic.
let's have somebody like walk out like, what's up, brother? I love your music. And my dad, bro, I don't know why we're like, Ray, boom, man. I was like, get on the mic. My dad's like, what's up, brother? I fucking love your music. And it was funnier than fuck, dog.
Right there,
then
man.
we decide, then we're like, well, why don't we get him like a fucking mask? So when we get into San Diego, dog, we end up at some fucking like shoe store or some shit. We get my dad that fucking cholo mask, brother.
He threw that shit.
And then Crick's fucking airbrushed metal on his arms, bro.
That shit was so cold, man.
Listen, I ain't even got to the craziest part yet, my dude. no sleep. All of us are fucked up, partying like crazy. My dad went on a bender. We get to fucking San Diego. I don't think my dad knew how big the crowd was gonna be, my dog. He agreed to do the skit, put the mask on. My dad ain't never been in front of a fucking crowd like that, bro, on the stage. Brother, we get there. What would you say? About 1,000, 2,000 people maybe in the fucking San Diego Chargers parking lot?
Fucking
Damn, really?
cracking.
Ocean. None of us, no sleep. No, we're fucking fueled on fucking, on rock stars and whatever the fuck else, you know what I mean? So my dad, he gets there and I could see him. He's like, oh, that's the. He gets out there, mask on, fucking bro, with his airbrushed metal tattoos and kills it, bro.
Killed it, man. And that was the first time, like, you know, we brought the theatrics, and I was like, man, we gotta step it up this show. You know what I'm saying? And you know. Man, Big Ray came through, like never before with the mask. We had the metal creased up dickies. Man, that shit was man. It was man, and it was you know one of my because the next night, I think it was like one of my birthday nights. We went and hit the club, and then it's like man, we just kept the ball rolling. You know what I mean? We went to Vegas after that,
brother. We ended up at the Hard Rock with Bash.
Exactly.
We were, and after we killed the Diego, the parking lot, we ended up at the Hard Rock, bro.
And the Hard Rock,
that was fucking crazy, bro. That was a crazy ass run, dog. Hey, another one with my pops, bro. This one, I tell this motherfucker to whoever gonna listen. We're out here, we take the flea market anytime. So we're at the Super Show in Vegas, right? Okay. This was the first time my dad went out there. This was the year before San Diego, brother. So we're out there at the Super Show, killing it. Fucking Dirty's out there with us. Yes. Mob's out there with us. Brady's out there with us. We're all out there, bro. We push. Brother Cricks is out there. We're swatted up, bro. And we got the booth set up. We got Red Bulls over here. We're fucking sweating our balls off, selling fucking shirts and CDs and shit, right? And it's Vegas in the summer, brother. So it's like 105 million degrees. You know what my fucking dad and Brady are doing? These motherfuckers made way more money than any of us, bro. These motherfuckers are taking the empty bottles of the water that we were drinking. They're running inside to the venue, filling them bitches up and selling them in the crowd for $10 fucking a water bottle, brother.
Oh, man.
Bro, they walked out that bitch caked up, dog. Brady and my pops at least had 5 racks apiece. I'm not even playing. That's not even an exaggeration. We're over here counting our few couple of hundred that we made off of the fucking merch we sold for hours. These fuckers balled off of recycled water, bro.
Oh, shit.
Balled out of control.
Balled out of control, man. But then how everybody got there, I remember it was whose van it was.
I think it was Dirty's.
One of the homeboys, they jumped in the van, right, coming from Burke, fucking bald ass tires and shit, saying fuck it, okay.
Oh, no.
All the homies jumped in that motherfucker like fuck it, we can go to, you know what I'm saying, we can go to Vegas, we can go, you know, go do the show in Diego. And then when they're really fucked up though, they let my little primito.
Bro, I la verga,
take the fucking wheel.
Listen, I've been on the road. Hey, brother, I forgot about that. Hey, I've been on the road. You should. TZ was with us, brother. You should have seen TZ's fucking face, my dude. Oh my God. TZ's all, Grim, we're gonna fucking die, bro. We're gonna fucking die. He's all, pull over, dog. Let me drive. He's like, I got this. And we're like taking that crazy ass roundabout coming down to the Hoover Dam, brother. So it's a one way, my dog. There's nowhere to pull over, brother. TZ was flipping the fuck out, bro. My brother, I forgot about that.
Oh man, so I remember opening the doors. I remember opening the doors. They're like just fucking everybody flopped over. Just like, man, they've been in the fucking through fucking.
And Metal's like, you guys let this motherfucker drive, dog. Hey, bro.
I was like, I already knew that, dog. But fuck, at least they got there. You know what I'm saying? You know, 100, man. Like, man, what we were on was just pure, you know what I'm saying, just for the love of what we're doing, dog. Because
dog.
We'd drive our shit and that's what it takes, you know what I'm saying? It's just fuck it, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta just give it all you got.
Yeah, it was,
you know, that shit we can, but that's
what we did. It was all out of love, though, brother. Because exactly like you said, bro, like, it wasn't like any of us were balling out of control from any of it. Obviously, Brady and my pops made more money than we did selling waters. We were in the wrong job.
We were asking them for a quarter.
Yeah, like, what's popping, brother? Like, let me hold something real quick, bro. Like, we still died. And that was a run, too. And like, before that, Metal was already fucking ripping and running way before that, right? So he had been running. So that was a long run. So if it wasn't based out of the love of it, dog, there's no way you could continue doing that, brother. Because it
up,
was
man.
rough. People look at it like, oh yeah, no, that shit looks fucking dope, and it is.
Yeah.
But people
Yeah,
see it like it's balling,
But, yeah.
everything you want. They don't see the hard work. They don't see the fucking the Motel 6s we had to sleep
Yeah,
in
they
underneath the
don't see
sink.
that,
We're all
you know
sharing
what I mean?
we're all sharing beds and floors and all that
Yeah.
shit. Sleeping in the
It's
van.
Like E40 said, man, even at our worst, we got to make them feel we're at our best. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And that's what we
100.
did. Cause you know what I mean. Somebody, you know, the homies would go to Vegas. They'd go to the pad, have the studio. Like, hey, you guys can crash out, whatever. Let's go. We got the show, whatever we had. Let's go grind the next day. Let's go record. Let's do some jams. I always had an open door. You know what I'm saying? But you know, it was a grimy artist, motherfucker. Go and open the fridge, fucking one bottle, fucking couple more things. You know what I'm saying? But this them like you hear them old tales of motherfuckers coming up because you know what I mean. Sometimes you got to sacrifice for victory, and you know what I mean. Sometimes I wouldn't shit. You know what I mean? On the grind, I'd like, fuck, I don't need a car right now. Or at the time, I want to invest it in some radio, you know, some radio play and some shit, and try to break a new record or type shit.
sure.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you gotta take a risk. We took some moves. Some of them might not turned out the way we wanted them to, but you know what I mean? We kept the dice rolling, you know what I'm saying? We kept the dice rolling. You
Still here pushing,
gotta
my
keep
brother.
it here. You gotta
Still
keep it
here
going
pushing,
straight
bro.
up, man.
I always
Straight
think
up,
about when I
man.
think about your pad, bro, and I think about those, you know, those times. That picture that you took, I can't even remember exactly what album it was, dog, but you're in the studio and everything's fucking laid out. You got the volcano here, and it's like a top angle picture, and you can see you in the middle of all of like the art. You got the mic and everything, dog.
Man.
I remember that picture because that shit was real, my dude.
Straight up.
You
Oh,
go
yeah.
upstairs
Pages,
to Meadows,
yeah, just
like
rap
studio he
pages.
had upstairs, and it was just volcanoes here, mics here, boom, throw on a beat, bet, damn, that beat's too long, let's rock it back, bro, get up,
Straight
record it.
up, man.
Dog, knocking fucking records out, boom, 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 and it was laid out just like that fucking picture,
Straight
bro.
up, man.
And one time specifically, half of Burke was over there for another
shit.
one of the lowrider shows, right? Dog,
Fuck.
Metal's like, I got an idea for a fucking record. I need all y'all motherfuckers up in here. Brother, it was about 50 of us.
Fuck, the whole
upstairs,
Burke
brother. And it was the song was called The Carro.
The carro, straight
I'm
up.
in the car, bro.
Yeah.
He
It's
had
the car
all,
we all climbed in.
he put the fucking mic in the fucking middle, turned that bitch on, and we all
gonna
like
ride it till the
chanted
wheels
that
fall
shit.
off. We gonna ride it
Till the wheels fall off.
Yeah,
Bro.
man.
It was crazy
That
as
was
fuck.
crazy, man.
And we ain't got no footage of that.
Man,
brother.
no shit. No
None.
shit.
You know why
No.
though? We were there,
We
brother.
were there though. You know what I'm saying?
We were there, we were in it.
experienced that shit.
We were in it.
And that was one thing too, man. I can't, you know what I mean? Like when we during that time, like after we did the Clika One shit, I came and I hustled, met a couple investors and you know, a couple of motherfuckers, you know, real motherfuckers. I was like, if you a real motherfucker, I told the investor, I was like, I've been hearing a lot of, you know, sugar-coated ass shit, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I need 10 G's before I could even, you know, even fuck with you, before this conversation could go any further.
100.
Next day, like, this is a real motherfucker right here.
Done it.
Got the deal. And, man, we did the stepping up game, came to Burke, but during that whole time, you know, I was hustling to get these records done, meeting producers like Mike C, you know what I'm saying, meeting, connecting with R&D out here, a lot of homeboys out here cooking up records. And I took, you know what I'm saying, when that deal came through, I wanted to bring the whole Burke Zoo with me, you know what I'm saying, and that's what we did. But man,
Fire,
all the homies moved down to Vegas, couple homies, man, and you know what I mean, the experience out there, man, and fuck, you know, a lot of us might not had our head in the right places, but man, we did a lot of shit, you know what I'm saying, and we made a lot of moves, and we cut a dope record, Stepping Up Game, you know what I'm saying.
Stepping up game.
Shit, you know,
that
shout
one
out,
still,
man,
bro. Yeah.
Stepping Up Game, man. You know what I mean? You know, shout out Bonfilo, man. You know what I'm saying? We'd come down here, set up the Burke headquarters at the Primo's pad, and we'd go to, you know, R&D when he had the studio right there off of Central. And Mike C, you know what I'm saying, was producing, and it was like kind of around the time like when SPM had got locked up, Baby Bash, you know, the Sugar was taking off,
Popping
which
on the
popped
radio,
off out of
yeah.
here, you know what I'm saying?
Like crazy.
You know what I mean? And we're here recording. It was just the new sound, you know what I'm saying? A producer like that, you know what I'm saying, could give to a town. And we started recording them records and making noise and doing shows. Caught a real investor's ear, and you know what I'm saying.
Actually started.
Man,
real,
and he was real, man, and you know, I try to do as much as I can, you know what I'm saying, and no regrets, man. You know what I mean? Those times that just was are priceless. Those times, those memories, you know what I'm saying. If I could have it all again, I'd probably, you know, me being more wiser, you know, of course, we try to make the most out of everything, you know what I'm saying. But hell no.
Sometimes you feel like shit's gonna last forever, though.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Sometimes when you're like right in the middle of it, and you're making all that fatty, you're doing what you're doing, it looks like it's never gonna go away. So you're like, fuck it, I'll just do it again. It's all good. This is cool. I could run through this because I'm just gonna do it again.
Straight up.
Sometimes you ain't gonna. Sometimes doing it, you can do it again, but sometimes there's a 10-year, fucking 15-year gap in between the two, bro.
For real.
I remember, bro. Stepping up game, dog. It was like. It was in the title of the record because you could hear it in the mixing, you could hear it in the songwriting, bro, the cohesiveness of the record, right? Stepping Up Game, that one is a crazy one. And I remember the video. You guys only shot one video off that one,
video.
Like, but that's good. Like y'all brought out like the production crew, right? That was like. Yeah.
I remember we spent like $8,000. That was like back in the days, like
shit. That might as well have been 20.
No shit. No.
$8,000.
$8,000 to get that one done, dog. Yeah.
And that one was like, I mean, you could tell.
But that, you know what I'm saying? We was on, you know, trying to get some airplay. You know, we hired a publicist. You know what I'm saying? A radio publicist. But these were like. You know, there's gatekeepers in the game. Back then, there was gatekeepers of the game, you know what I'm saying? Of course, radio had a lot more, you know, to break an artist. If you hear artists on the radio, it's fucking like, you know what I'm saying, people posted out. Now you hear everybody on, you know what I'm saying,
TikTok,
everywhere.
Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook, you name it, you hear those motherfuckers. Back
then, the radio was, you know, you hear yourself on the radio, so it's a business, you know, of course, everybody knows, you know what I'm saying? So a lot,
pay to play.
Like, yes, you got to pay it, and ain't nothing wrong with that, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people who out there, Master P, he used to go and buy his own shit, you know what I'm saying? And just to build your sound, your
that's what the record label. I think people don't understand. That's what the record labels do, brother.
Yeah, of course.
So whenever you're an independent artist, you figure out, damn, I gotta pay these fucking DJs to play my shit. But that's what the labels are doing. They're doing the same shit. They just got the fetty how to do it.
But man, it's getting just, you know, you network until you meet a certain, you know, a club of people. And you try to, you know what I'm saying, hey, you try to maneuver your way in there, you know what I'm saying? And like a lot of those records were, you know what I'm saying, coming and getting broke through bootleg, you know what I'm saying? Like the Sugar, like through the Pete Manriquez's, and these were the program directors that had juice,
actually,
you know what I'm
giving
saying?
It play,
yes, and putting it on, and that gave a lot of players some juice, you know what I'm saying?
What was the first song of yours you remember hearing on? What was the first song you made that was on the radio?
Man,
you remember?
It was in Vegas. It was a song that I did with my homeboy Kishwahili. It was called "My Time to Shine."
For real?
They played it on 88.1, but I was a feature on his album, and he had some juice with the radio station, got me pumping. Next thing you know, we're doing a show for 88.1 at Wet and Wild. You know,
fire. Hey, that Vegas Wet and Wild was it though, bro.
I was on the strip, dog.
Damn, I missed that Wet and Wild, brother. That was like the best one.
Right in front of the wave pool, dog. It was like, man, who could say that? Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Those were like, you know, I did a show at Wet and Wild for 88.1. You know, going from Odyssey Records, I used to be right on the strip, from pumping out. From going there, standing in line to buy a Tupac, you know, CD, to, you know, having it become the #1 CD, you know what I'm saying, in Vegas to be #1. I was like that year, you know what I'm saying, we went over, like, we're #1 in Odyssey, like, so we do an album release party in Odyssey, and to even throw the story even more crazy, years later, I'm still working, of course, because, you know, that was just the first album, of course, I still had to go back and bust it down. I ended up roofing the Odyssey after they end up becoming another business. I was like, so I went down, I was like, I put the roof on this building. I was telling them the story, and the homeboy's like, damn, you sold that many CDs out there?
I physically put that shit on, my guy.
On this motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But that was to be an iconic, you know, say CD spot in Vegas. dropping our shit and having it be #1 out there. That was just like, man, hey, this shit is popping. You know what I'm saying? And to record, I mean, to get down on, of course, at 88 for that Went Wild, that was on the strip. Like, man, we used to be as kids out there. If you went for, yeah, that shit.
They had one,
over
bro.
in Burkina, it was the beach. You know what I'm saying?
The
But
beach was
hey,
fire
the
too.
Beach was fire
the beach
too,
was
you know what I'm
more
saying?
sketchy than the motherfucking Went Wild too, brother. The regulations down here weren't as good as over there, my guy. But I remember Went Wild out there in Vegas. It had one of the slides, bro. That motherfucker was almost like straight down, brother. It was high as fuck. Boom, crazy. And they had a wave pool over there too, bro. But like, again, comparing it to Burkes, right?
Yeah.
Bro, you know how many times I almost died in this wave pool over here at the fucking... Bro, for real, dog. Like, I was like 7 years old, bro, and some big old motherfucker would crash into me with his fucking inner tube, dog. I'm rolling under that motherfucker. Seriously, bro. That motherfucker was dangerous.
Oh, man.
Have you seen the videos, bro, of like those in China?
Of what, the water parks?
Yeah, bro. It's just like it's all pixels, bro. They're on top of each other.
There's so many people.
It's fucking crazy.
For
bro.
real?
Yeah,
That shit's crazy,
it's
bro.
crazy as fuck. It's like not even fun to watch, bro. It's like
He probably got to wait in line for 5 years to get in with those
yeah, bro.
motherfuckers.
There's like 500 people, bro, just all lapped on top of each other, pretty much, and you just see them go like that. It's fucking
That's
crazy.
nasty, bro. Hell no.
It's
Fuck
crazy,
that, dog.
bro.
You're just fucking soaking with a whole. That's like, nah, that's too many people,
How
bro.
many people you think die under that?
Oh,
under
probably a
that shit?
fuckload because our fucking shit didn't look nothing like that, and I almost died multiple times, my dude.
Yeah.
Where's that, man? Wet and Wild. What? Oh, there's one in El Paso.
They got one?
There's one in El
I think
Paso.
they got one in Phoenix too. They were saying, I just haven't got a chance to go check it out. But I mean, to be one like that on the strip, man, they took away, you know what I'm saying, that old, you know, that old school Vegas, you know, that shit right on the strip, you know, they just go drop off the kids. But our shit was like the free, because my mom worked for the casinos, you know what I'm saying, for the Circus. So every year she'd get like a free day. And of course, we'd get them free trips.
Go run
You know
it.
what I mean? We'd be up in that motherfucker 8 to fucking 11 o'clock to that shit. They'd have to try to, you know what I'm
Circus,
saying?
like the last man standing.
Yeah,
huh?
no shit.
It's the last of the
That's
old
one
school,
of the
huh?
one, man. Man, Vegas, man. You know what I'm saying?
Changed
Hey,
a lot.
grown so much, man. I remember now when I just left, this coming back, when I moved back home over here to Burka, there wasn't not even no sports teams. None at all. Next thing you know, there's of course the Vegas Knights. And then there's the Raiders. There's gonna be a baseball team. So I'm telling them, back in the days, all we had was like the Vegas Outlaws. We'd go all pumped up to, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
representing to the fullest of that Sam Boyd Stadium and shit.
That was the only merch you had, bro. That's the only
but
thing you could rock.
Yeah, when I take off, I tell the homies, they're like, man, hey, since you left, man, we got all these squads. I'm like, shit, hey, Vegas, that's always gonna be my home. I'm always gonna represent. They're like, but shit, you know what I mean? I was like, well, fuck, just going back and just seeing it, you know what I'm saying?
It was like right after you dipped, bro, huh? The
no
Raiders.
shit. I was
Crazy,
like,
bro.
but you know what I mean? I'm a
And that shit
Rams
been
fan.
fast. And now they're talking about basketball too.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have
Talking
it all,
about basketball.
man. Vegas, you know what
Are
I'm
they gonna
saying?
have someone new, or are they gonna buy another team?
That's a good question. Probably buy another team, move it. That's usually how they like to do it. But they're talking about LeBron James. Maybe there's a bunch of people trying to invest.
Damn.
But there's gonna be a basketball squad. It's crazy, bro. Like it goes back to that too because when you're trying to rep like where you're from, right? Like you always see the New York
Yeah.
Yankees fitted.
Yeah, you
on
just
Jay-Z.
want-
Oh, yeah,
Every rapper
someone
out
from your
of
city,
you
you
see
know what I'm
NY,
saying?
right?
Yeah.
It's crazy because we be rocking the Dukes.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like Metal was
straight
saying
up.
out there in Vegas, they didn't have no
Yeah,
professional teams
straight
neither,
up,
so
straight
they had
up.
to rock what they had,
That's
right?
it. The Rebels, of course.
The
we rock
Rebels,
shit,
yeah.
But of course, we want to. Is the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? We, of course, we
got
rep
the Lobo, brother. We got the
Lobos, you know what I'm
mariachis now.
saying? You
So
feel
we
me?
got to rep these. These are the spots. This is all we got, brother. Like we got to make these iconic, my dude.
yeah,
Right?
we gotta-
I'm trying to make that shit as iconic as the NY logo on them on Jay-Z's fitted, bro.
Straight up, man. And that's just, you know, taking everything that, you know what I'm saying, that was given to us and passing that shit right on just with our own little twist. You know what I mean? Now we go from, you know, now we're making our own shit. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You know what I mean? Them all sick, dog. You know what I mean?
The
That's
speed of
us,
light, brother.
you
We
know what I'm
running.
saying? Shout out
We
to
running, my
Allside.
dog. We running,
I
bro.
see my dog right there. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a real feel. You know what I'm saying? The what is that? You was over there at the stadium too. The United.
brother. Jeez. I'm like, hey, listen, they think that's videos, bro. I actually think that shit. How the fuck they let me in this motherfucker, right? I'm like, that, damn, I'm like here and I could do that shit. Yeah. Hey, I'm not gonna lie, brother. That was crazy, right? But the fucking Lobos, bro. That shit fucked me up, my dude. I was like
dog.
sitting there like, bro, what the fuck? can't believe that we're down here on the
saying?
pit.
And
We're doing
the
what the fuck we want, right?
motherfucking pit.
Hey, so we filmed that, right? And they're like, yeah, pull up to a game. So I had no idea this was about to happen, right? So I'm there and I'm drinking, tell Jay to come, boom, 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 right? So we get them like, hey, bro, you want to go hype up the crowd? I'm like, what the fuck? Hype up the crowd? I'm already drunk as shit. What are you talking about hype up the crowd? It's fucking sold out. They're like, yeah, we want you to come out for halftime and hype up the crowd. Hey, my boys were there, like my kids were there with me. So I was like, all right, bet. They get to come down here with me. So I take my sons down there on the fucking pit of the floor, dog. On the pit floor, on the pit floor, sold out arena, halftime. And I get out there, bro, and I'm like, he told me he's always got one thing, you can't cuss. I'm like, fuck, bro, now I want to cuss. I won't even think about cussing. I'm gonna start this shit with motherfucker.
Put your fucking hands in the air.
Put your fucking hands in the air, motherfuckers. Hey, that's probably what I would have regularly done. So, hey. But we got that shit so fucking loud, I couldn't even hear myself.
Oh, man.
And my hitos are there with me watching it, bro. So that moment right there, I think out of those two, had me fucked up.
Yeah.
Man, what an experience, man.
It's just, it's surreal, bro. It's surreal, but it's perseverance, my brother.
Man.
You know what I mean? You gotta keep, dog. It's a brick a day, bro. It's a brick a day. And if you love what you're doing, right, you're always gonna find ways. Sometimes we gotta move around the music a little bit, right?
Yeah.
Right? The music doesn't always pay 100% of the bills, my brother.
Exactly.
You got to do what you got to do. And especially now in this day and age. Now, you got to do what you got to do to bring the attention to the music. Because you used to be able to hit the streets and bring a lot of attention, but let's keep it real here. They ain't even fucking cars with CD players no more, my dude.
Shit, man.
You can't even, there ain't nowhere to play it. You're better off selling a motherfucking 45, my dude.
Yeah.
Because now people are buying record players, right? But you gotta have that fucking perseverance, dog. Because and if you don't love what you're doing, dog, it's gonna make it hard. You can't keep that perseverance doing something you fucking hate. You know what I mean? It's got to be here first. Because if it's not, you're probably just gonna lay it down.
Straight
so you
up.
find ways to maneuver around it.
Yeah.
You bring money for, okay, I gotta do this. All right, let me slide this way real quick. Oh, this is working, this isn't, right?
Yep.
So I know for damn sure you ain't done with that motherfucking microphone, my brother.
Oh, no.
So that's my next. Man. That's my question. We're gonna wrap this on. What do you see, brother? Where do you see you going now musically? How you feeling about the game? Do you got something in the motherfucking holster? Where are you feeling, brother?
Man, it's been in the woodworks, man, for a long time. Like I said, I've been holding on to some records that I just said I even maybe might have tried to record them or get them done, or always just had these ideas for them, and they always just been in the back burner. And I'm getting to that, like just locking in with all the hometown producers. My boy Symes Carter, Don Manager, a lot of hometown heat, dog. You know what I'm saying? And just a lot of beats that I've been just stockpiling throughout this whole time, even from back in the day. Shit that's just been timeless to me. You know what I'm saying? And it's always got to be to me first.
For sure.
I got some stories, and I got some new shit that I definitely wanna bring to the people. And I'm a student of the game too, so I'm learning how to release this new shit. Because like back in the days, I would just try to just put as much as you can. Now these days, these days could have been like 4 albums. You know what I'm saying? 4 projects. You know what I'm
brother,
saying?
for sure, dog. Songs are shorter. There's less on the fucking records.
So so there's a lot of shit that I was like telling the homies, like I probably got more shit that I haven't even. That's unreleased that I put out, and I'm over the 500 song. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm over that 500. Well over the 500
records,
song.
dog. I don't think people realize that don't make music. That's a fuckload of records, brother.
So now I'm tapping into reaching out with different R&B singers, because as of late, I lost my boy G Money, rest in peace, and that was just, of course, that he just had became so much of my sound.
Just such a part of it.
Yes,
dog.
from the Hide the Pain record.
Yep.
When we dialed that up, and
then everything you guys did on the solo projects too.
Yeah,
I feel like as a fan, bro, you just associated that it was your sound.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was, man, and he was definitely a part of that. And we locked in so much. That was my big brother. I brought him to boot camp. He'd come and the homies would break bread for features, and we went on the road. And man, you know what I mean? He sung on Pox, you know what I mean? On the
He was such
Me
a good
Against the
dude
World,
too, bro.
you know what I'm saying?
Such a good dude too, bro.
And you know what I mean? He did the downest G you ever known, and he just tell us the story of how he recorded that hook for Pac.
And how in the studio when he recorded
yes,
it?
he was in the studio, man.
That's
And
wild.
he did that. You know how at the end of when he goes, he's the one who just laces it. When you turn on that track, the young niggas,
Oh, yeah.
you're gonna automatically hear that G Money, how he just kills that record. He said Pac just came and hugged him and just, man, he just killed it. And he went on to record a couple of records with Pac. And
That one the most recognizable.
yes,
though, huh?
yes, that one he put out. That was
Yeah.
on that was on the Me Against the World album.
Crazy, dog.
And
That's
so
like one of
man,
my
so
favorite Pac albums too.
Yeah.
so I even have a few G Money hooks that I have.
Yeah,
Those are like joints that I've been saying yes that's gonna be bigger that I see a vision for it. And now
sure.
that everything's opening up and you know what I mean, you know it's gonna be a cold you know what I'm saying to me.
I can't wait, my dude.
coldest body of work.
I just be
But,
sitting like,
man.
hey, put me in,
Yeah.
coach.
Yes,
you know what I
man,
mean?
okay,
The moment that call
man,
comes
hey,
in, we fucking running, bruh.
And that's likewise. When anytime I get a call from my brother, I always know we're gonna go lay something real.
We're
We're gonna
something.
go and drop something.
Yeah.
We're gonna get in the studio. We lay some classic records. You know what I'm saying? Some classic visuals, and man, you know what I'm saying? It's a continuation of that. And of course, working with a lot of up and coming young fresh talent too,
Gotta
dope
keep
producers out there that you know, and you know, like I'm approachable, man. Like homies could, you know, come fuck with me. You know what I mean? If you cold and I'm feeling you know, we gonna fuck around. Sometimes
I think that's what kept, not to cut you off, brother,
No.
but I think that's what kept you like moving forward at the momentum that you had, bro. You were never stuck in your ways of doing it just one fucking way. You'd hear what was coming up next. The youngsters got maybe a little bit of, they're doing something a little different. You were never like, no, I'm staying like this, completely like this. I ain't never gonna switch it up again.
Yeah.
I don't think you were ever scared to be like, oh no, that does sound dope. That's new, that's fresh. Let's rock it.
Hell yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
like for example, your Ear Candy
Yeah,
album,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
That was
straight up.
right when like auto-tune was like starting to like start pop off. You're like, I bet, run it.
Hey.
Dale, let's do this.
Like Pac said, you know what I'm saying? You know, the motherfuckers buy what the chicks is buying. You know what I'm saying? What they bumping. You know what I'm saying? So we had to, you know what I'm saying, step out. You know what I mean? Step out the box and try to, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? And there's a couple of jams on that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
know.
There's a couple of jams on
Yeah.
that motherfucker. That was that Ear Candy. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? And but that's just not trying to just put yourself in a box. Like I try to just do something that's all aspects of life. Like I try to have a record for every you know what I'm saying, every time of the day type shit. You know, if you want to smoke, you know what I'm saying, some hard times, some struggles, some champion shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's always one that you could pull to, but it's always gonna be from a real place. You know, and
Those ones last.
Yeah, straight up.
Even if it is, even like you gotta have them. We experience different emotions,
you gotta
brother, throughout the
grow.
day,
Yeah,
dog.
yeah.
You ain't always want to go party. You're not always sad.
Yeah.
You're not always fucking triumphant. You gotta have the music that matches. So if it comes from a real standpoint, even if it's a party record, people are like, "Oh, you got party records that have lasted a long time, brother." You know why? Because it came from a real place, right? It wasn't just some bullshit. It was like from here, so it's got that longevity. So when you want to throw on something and you want to like, all right, we can go bash. You got go-tos that you're gonna throw on because that's what the emotion is that you're feeling, right? When I'm sadder than fuck, my guy, I got myself a sadder than fuck playlist, my dude, right? I throw that shit on. It's my go-tos, bro.
Yeah.
So you gotta have
You gotta have
music
them jams, man.
for each fucking emotion, dog.
Yeah,
Each emotion.
and that was one of those that just, you know, we want to build off of that, and keep on. We growing. We still growing. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old to grow. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely a student of the game, figuring all this new shit out. You know what I mean? All this, you know, with the metadata and all this shit.
All the shit.
All the
Different game, brother.
sound exchanges and all this, and you know, and I'm barely figuring out, like, hey, this whole time, I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really know I didn't understand it. And plus, I had, you know, my thing that I was trying to get my life in order.
Yeah.
I said, fuck, I don't care. As long as it still kept on blessing me. God still kept on, you know what I mean? It gave me exactly what I needed. You know what I'm saying? It just is enough as I could handle, you know what I mean? And, but yeah, getting a new breath of fresh air, figuring out how the game is, how, you know, revenue is getting broke and how people is making money off of this shit, you know what I'm saying?
It's a whole different part of it than just creating the
Yes,
music, bro.
man.
Because you can release it, but there's still a few other like sound exchange you mentioned, like that's like a whole other part of besides like what you get through DistroKid or whatever you use. So it's like a whole other part, bro, that a lot of people don't know. A lot of artists.
Yeah,
don't.
and I mean back in the days, I remember like when we went and did that late night creep.
Yeah.
I remember we went to ASCAP building, and in my memory, I was like, we paid the fee and signed up, whatever. So I'm thinking I'm signed up for
I'm
life.
good. They're gonna break me. Oh yeah,
everything,
yeah.
the whole time.
They're gonna take care of all this shit. This is easy.
Yeah.
Everything, you know what I mean? You
Yeah.
to go back like, nah, there ain't nothing that's been, you know what I'm saying? Like, but like, man, just to go back and you just see how even just how many hands is in the pot.
Some
You know what I'm saying?
big-ass pie with
and
a
if you
million
don't,
hands.
and if you don't know about this shit, man, motherfuckers will just continue to keep
Oh, yeah.
getting shit out your pot. So I'm in the process of putting stops to all that shit.
Good.
And where everything's, you know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's been all part of God's plan, because He's giving me everything that I need. But man, it's time to turn up. 2023. I redid my logo. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I was about to
Put
ask you about,
pops.
too.
You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But it's symbolic. You know what I'm saying? Because everything goes back to my pops' dream, his dream of being a musician. I come from Romero's, a big family out here. 10 brothers, 1 sister, you know what I'm saying? But they were all hermanos. They had that dream. They cut records, hermano Romero's, you know what I'm saying?
That's fire, brother.
And I still have some of these records.
Yeah.
There was like Ganas de Morir, one side.
What?
No, that was the B side. It was Hecha para mí, and then the B record, hell of a B record, Ganas de Morir, you know what I'm saying?
fucking crazy, brother.
Hermanos de Romero, and so just seeing that, you know what I'm saying, one of his tape covers that he shot for one of his tape covers, it was a tape cover that he shot from one of my uncles. And I ended up using that tape cover, and that's what I made as my logo. So it's like, that was the original him. It was him behind bars. He had, you know, tar under his nails, you know, V-neck T-shirt, straight out of Hollywood, tear in his eyes with the hand on the Bible. And, you know, I made that my record label. And that was his dream. And that's everything that, you know, my dream is based off and, you know, founded off of him instilling that in me.
Sure.
And me trying to carry that. And so this year, after, you know what I'm saying, it was like a breath of fresh air. I had always had this idea. It was a picture of him. It was for another photo shoot. It was at the little pond right there, the little fishing pond.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, iconic spot right there. And I always had that picture, but I was like, I want to take Pops out of bars. And I always like, when it happens, but it just happened, you know, a new breath of fresh air. I'm
You're free,
feeling
brother.
pumped up again.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, we can take Pops out these, because I'm still making gear for my son, putting up stitches, and it had the old logo, and I'm like, I don't want, you know what I'm saying, like, Pops is behind bars, like, you know what I'm saying? So I said, look, I'm gonna redo the logo. Shout out to my boys who laced me up, you know what I'm saying, my homies. My boy Young Cavi who hooked me up with the new logo. Metal, you know what I'm saying? Pops out, you know what I'm saying? Standing up, you know what I'm saying? Metal records. So, new stamp. Of course, you know, we keeping the old, and but we stepping it up, and it's just a mark of some new time. You know what I'm saying?
That's such a dope evolution,
straight
brother.
up, dog.
Like,
And that's
Pops.
you know, that's how I move. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, you're in a different place, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I am,
different
man. God is great.
mental fucking place,
All
bro.
glo-
Like, life is just different, dog. I could see that. That shit, bro. I felt that shit,
Man,
dog. That,
all glory
for real,
to God,
bro.
man. You know what I'm saying? All glory to God. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. You know, we definitely have our angels that's making, you know, pulling strings for us up there, man. You know what I'm saying?
I can't explain it any other way, my brother.
You know what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
Man,
I could move,
you know what I'm
but
saying?
I ain't dodging bullets like Neo, my brother.
Believe me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Pops is up there, man. Just so proud of you, my dog. Pops is up there, man. And man, from having him, you know, on stage and man, having those stories, it's like my Uncle Ralph's stories. It's just like this shit was a movement. You know what I'm saying? We've been living this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like some of my best homies, they met their girl of their dreams at a Clika One show. You know what I'm saying? Like they met their,
Hey, that's
you know
fire.
what I mean? Like, you know what I mean?
Hey,
Like,
make some fucking noise for that
man,
one, dog.
man,
you know what I'm saying?
Like,
Hey,
man.
brother, I met my wife
yes,
at that
yes,
show.
man.
And you had it Misty's.
Man,
Hey, brother. Hey, dog.
real
My
talk.
bro.
Fuck. That's got
Thank you, brother, for pulling up.
Thank you.
I
dog.
can't tell you again, my dog. I know whatever you got cooking
Oh,
is
man.
fucking slapping.
Oh, man.
And
Of course.
put me in, coach.
Hey.
We ready to go.
Of course.
And I don't
We
think
ready
this
to
should
go.
only be one, brother. I think we're gonna need another second episode here a little bit
man.
further down the line, brother. Because I
most
got a
definitely,
feeling you're gonna come in and promo some motherfucking music. Know what I'm saying?
Definitely in my first, like old company. Definitely in my
Hey, definitely.
You know what I'm saying?
Brother, thank you for fucking
Oh,
everything,
man.
brother.
Oh, no, but I'm always my dogs.
Always.
My brothers, thanks for
Always.
having me, man. Pleasure, my dogs. You know what I'm saying?
On that note, until next time, respect to connect.
Respect to connect.
Peace.
Peace.